Hello, we're reading from Faces at the Bottom of the Well by Derek Bell. Very good book. It's the kind of book you can jump around and read the different essays, the one that's most interesting to you, and then go back and read the others. You don't have to read it in the normal chronological order or normal order from front to back. Really good book on different scenarios for race in the United States. And we're at a point where we've protested, we know that there's injustices, and we're at the solution stage. So we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen to black people, basically, and how they're going to deal with us. But in this essay, Derek Bell is talking about a legal resegregation. Relying on this reason, the court determined that laws requiring cessation of white conduct deemed harmful to blacks are hard to enforce because they seek to police morality, while conceding both the states and federal government's broad powers to protect the health, safety, and welfare of its citizens. The court found nothing in the Constitution authorizing regulation of what government at any particular time might deem appropriate moral behavior. The exercise of such authority, the court feared, could lead Congress to control the perception of what some whites believe about the humanity of some blacks. On this point, the president said, I want to quote the opinion of Supreme Court has just handed down. Whatever the good intentions of such an undertaking, it clearly aimed for a spiritual result that might be urged by a religion, but is beyond the reach of government coercion. Many of us, in both political persuasions, the president went on, were emboldened by the court to seek racial harmony and justice along the route of mutual respect as suggested in its decision. This bill I now sign into law is the result of long debate and good faith compromise. It is as its opponents charge and its proponents concede, a radical new approach to the nation's continuing tensions over racial status. It maximizes freedom and racial choice for all our citizens while guaranteeing the people of color will benefit either directly from equal access or indirectly from the fruits of the license taxes paid by those who choose policies of racial exclusion. A few final words. I respect the views of those who vigorously oppose this new law. And yet, the course we take today was determined by many forces too powerful to ignore, too popular to resist, and too pregnant with potential to deny. We have vacillated long enough. We must move on toward what I predict will be a new and more candid and collaborative relationship among all our citizens. May God help us all. We seek with his help a pioneer to pioneer new path in our continuing crusade to bring justice and harmony to all races in America. Well, Geneva, you've done it again. I thought to myself as I finished this second. Let's pick up where we left off. After all our battles, I thought I'd finally pulled myself up to your advanced level of racial thinking. But the Racial Preference Licensing Act is too much. You still don't get it, do you? I looked up. There she was, the ultimate African queen, sitting on the small couch in my study. The mass of gray dreadlock framing Geneva's strong features made a beautiful contrast with her smooth blue-black skin. She greeted me with her old smile, warm yet authoritative. Welcome, I said, trying to mask my shock with a bit of savoir-faire. Do you always visit folks at 2 o'clock in the morning? She smiled. I decided I could not leave it to you to figure out the real significance of my story. Well, I said, I'm delighted to see you, as indeed I was. It had been almost 5 years since Geneva disappeared at the close of the climactic civil rights conference that ended my book, And We Are Not Saved. Seeing her now made me realize how much I had missed her, and I slipped back easily into our old relationship. Tell me, Geneva, how can you justify this law? After all, if the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause retains any viability, it is to bar government-sponsored racial segregation. Even if, as is likely, you convince me of your law's potential, what are the civil rights advocates going to say when I present it to them? As you know, it has taken me years to regain some acceptance within the civil rights community, since I suggested in print the civil rights lawyers who urged racial balance remedies in all school desegregation cases were given priority to their integration ideals over their clients' educational needs. Much as I respect your insight on racial issues, Geneva, I think your story is going to turn the civil rights community against us at a time when our goal is to persuade them to broaden their thinking beyond traditional integration oriented goals. So, and this is Bell having a discussion. So you get to see an argument, a debate, or just really a discussion. I don't really like to use the word debate, it's so useless. We don't need anything to debate. What are we debating anymore? Um, until next time, I thank you for your support and I ask that you take care of your mind, take care of your body, and be safe.